The topic for this afternoon's session is Everything as a Service, how different cloud-based offerings are changing the data centre infrastructure landscape. I think I'd be preaching to the converted if I tried to convince you about the shift to an as-a-service computing at a forum like this. But briefly, what I can say is that research from the likes of Gartner shows that getting a handle on cloud computing was listed as the top priority for CIOs this year. Not a day goes by that I don't get another case study across my desk of an organisation that has adopted this model, that's successfully mitigated the risks and begun to enjoy the benefits. But the model does have some big implications for the architecture of data centres, and that's why we've got a panel of experts here to explain why.
We're just putting the finishing touches on our SID3 facility at Alexandria. We're releasing phase 1 of a 3,000 rack facility. Phase 1 is 1,000 racks at 3.8 kVA per rack. So commissioning went very well over the weekend. We've finished all our integrated systems testing and commissioning. So just making it pretty for the customers. From our perspective, it's no secret there's a huge supply-demand imbalance. That's not only in Sydney and Melbourne and other capital cities, but across the world.
We've done a lot of facilities upgrades in Sydney, particularly around our facility on the North Shore of Sydney, and are looking to build a new 2,000 square metre facility in Melbourne, which will come online at the end of 2013, driven heavily by our cloud product and push into cloud, which was announced last week. We've also got a heavy virtualisation, internal virtualisation program. We're working heavily to optimise the infrastructure that was purchased during transformation and moving a lot of our IT platforms onto virtualisation, shared storage, shared platforms. So it's driving high density environments, new environments across the data centre footprint. It's a significant investment over the next 5 years, not only in data centres, but in the technology, in the software portals, in the access for customers. So, I think there's a lot more customers seeing Telstra as a different player in the market, not just a telco, but a provider of network computing services these days. Speed and the need to get away from bespoke engineering for every solution. So we're looking to roll out, we've partnered with Cisco and we're looking to roll out their product suite. And we're able to do that quickly and efficiently, but into a different environment where we're not having to design every rack, every instance, every time. So it's roll out, almost in a pre-provisioning type manner, roll out a number of racks and get a decent runway of compute ready so that you can scale up very quickly.
The challenge for us is being a multi-tenanted data centre. We sort of build to the spec of the day, which at the moment is there's still a lot of 2, 3 and 4 kVA racks out there. But we've built the power and cooling infrastructure to cater for 8, 10 and 12 kilowatt racks without doing anything too special, so that those customers who need to cram a whole bunch of blade servers into a rack can do that. Because that's what's happening. There's a lot more servers being pushed into these racks. It has cooling implications. So Sydney 3, for example, our 3 iterations of Sydney 1, 2 and 3 is 600 mil, 800 mil and now 1,000 mil raised floor, just so we can push the air around and cool these things. So for us the challenge is, just to finish a long answer to a short question, the challenge is catering for the mass market out there, but also being able to help these customers that want those high density racks in their deployments.
Business strategy drives the applications, which drives the infrastructure from a technology perspective, which drives the performance scalability of the data centre facility infrastructure. And they all have to align. But they all have to align and be fit for purpose in 5, 10, 15 and 20 years, because you don't build a data centre for the next generation of technology. You build it for many generations of technology.
But we're seeing a move towards a converged network environment where we're able to deliver many networks over the same physical infrastructure. and build data center networks that are truly scalable within the data center as well. So a lot of work is at the moment moving away from delivering maybe a storage network or a separate backup network into a physical converged network with many logical different networks running over it. And there's a lot of
I actually believe that market of SME is really where, and I think John mentioned earlier about the SME market, that's really, I think, where a lot of data centers, providers and online services providers should be going after it. Because first of all, you look at Westpac, you look at CBA, they have their own data centers already. It's that tier 2, the SME group, that want to be able to move very, very quickly. And that's why being able to partner up and get servers on demand to get that thing going over and free those people up to be concentrating internally to do other sorts of initiatives. That's where I really see. So for an SME, that's the real value proposition to them, is to move toward a services-based and concentrate on what they do best and get rid of that periphery stuff that's not core to what their business is or to their personnel's capability. Certainly the cloud offers a lot of opportunities for cost savings and about getting rid of the non-core functions that they have. Email's a really good one. It's clear text through the internet anyway, so letting someone else maintain that for you makes a lot of sense. Also dev test, where you shouldn't be using real data anyway. To have someone manage those facilities and be able to have virtual instances on demand to be able to have your testing makes a lot of sense as well. One of the biggest stumbling blocks we've seen to the uptake of more cloud services has been around the data privacy and data protection issues. And I think we are starting to see some avenues where the current providers are meeting that, either through visibility or being able to provide assurance functions, third-party audits that would give most consumers some of that assurance that they can protect their data. You know where it is at any given time, what country it might be in, and the other assurance factors that you have to know that it's being held securely.